Hey guys, it's Hammad Mia from MMA Diagnosis, and today we have a very special guest with us. He's a professional mixed martial artist fighting in UAE Warriors in Abu Dhabi on October 28th. The Lebanese gorilla, Omran Chaaban. How are you, my brother? Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, bro.
Awesome.
Alaikum assalam. wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How you feeling?
Alhamdulillah, bro. How's things with you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, it's evening, yeah, it's 9 p.m.
Yeah,
But you know what? I wanted to interview you. Qatar messaged me and I was like, yeah, I had a look and I was like, I want to interview this brother. UAE was
appreciate it, man.
yeah. So October 28th, 3 weeks away. How you feeling?
Yeah, man, feeling great. 3.5 weeks out now. So, yeah, last couple of weeks now it's hard training and then it's fight week. So, looking forward to it, go back to Abu Dhabi and do the job,
Inshallah.
inshallah.
You're training in Team KF Dublin.
Yeah,
But before we get to that, what I like to do in my interviews is start from the beginning and
yeah,
we get to your current present. So you grew up in Finland and you're born
yeah.
and raised in Finland. You're Lebanese, your ethnicity. How is it being a Lebanese kid growing up in Finland?
Like, it's like it's very different than I think the other countries. But like it was back in days very different, but like now it's like I speak Finnish, so I speak like the perfect Finnish. I think when like people in Finland, like back in the days, like saw like immigrant kid, brown kid, they're like they start speaking with me English, like even in the shops and everything, and then I'm like, then I speak Finnish, they're like, what the heck, like that guy, like he speaks like the Finnish people, and then I'm like, oh, again, just like I don't think they see that like it's like disrespecting or judging by the book, by the cover, and like it's been different there, but like let's say like when I got older and everything, just everything was smooth, but like when you're a little kid, it's different because like you grow up in immigrant household. Like even if I'm born in Finland, like I'm not gonna be like never like Finnish, just
I know,
because like
100%.
I look different,
Yeah,
just yeah, and like yeah, but like hey, it's perfect country like to raise a family, like, and the country like treat everybody like very goodly, and the things there, like the social things, is great to everyone. Everybody has a standard of living, and like if you're poor or rich, it's the same. So that's a good thing. Like yeah, it's great, man.
so obviously, like you said, why do you think they assumed you only spoke English? Is it because they assume people of your skin tone
Because
are from
that
England and they're coming abroad just for holiday, or is it one of them things, or because is English the second language in Finland? I don't know. You see,
no,
so
it's Swedish.
oh, it's actually Swedish. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, I
it's
didn't know
Swedish.
that. So,
So when the school we have to learn Swedish, like you have to learn Swedish,
okay,
and then comes English. But like the thing is, so in Finland, like maybe in the 70s, 80s, they didn't see brown people. Like actually, they didn't see any brown people. It's were just all like white people. But then when people came and like from the Middle East, from Africa, there were a lot of like criminal things happening between the Finnish and the immigrants. And in the 90s came a lot of Middle East people, and my mom and dad came in the 90s, and then I just heard like some brutal stories back in the 90s, but like nowadays it's more like
yeah,
they are more open now because the new
yeah,
generation, the Finnish like the Finnish young people, they are like the best friends with the immigrants. Back in the then, it was like all the immigrants
yeah.
and all the Finnish people are different, but now the Somalis, the Arabs, and the Finnish people are all together. So it's much better now. There's still some things like in different parts, but like in the city, it's mainly like very international, and everybody speaks English and that thing. But the things. thing that I wanted to say is, in 2014 and 15 came a lot of Arabs, like from Iraq and Syria and those places. And like, look, every country has the good people and the bad people. And the thing is, I think what happened, they judge people by couple. You know, there's like 1 million, let's say, from the Middle East. Two guys do bad thing. Everybody who's brown is bad. You know, doesn't matter like if you're from different country, if you're like from different city or area. It's like, you look Arab, you bad man. You know, it's just like the thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. 100% get what you're saying. We have a similar
yeah,
situation, yeah, over in England, in the UK. Obviously, I'm South Asian, I'm British, so I totally understand where you're coming from.
yeah,
It's still a great country, and I feel like it's much better now. Like you said, over time, it's just gone better.
yeah. And
From
like I think all Europe country will get like better and better in a few years. Actually, like I think, especially when the new generation comes up, everything is gonna change to
yeah,
better, hopefully.
hopefully. So we've got a bit of background out of Finland, how it was, how the environment was. Your martial arts journey now, how did that start? Where did what martial art did you first get
So,
introduced to?
man, that's so long story, but like I'll start from somewhere. So when I was so I'm 21 now.
Okay, wow,
When I
yeah.
was yeah, I was when I was 10, 9, I played basketball for 4 months, and I never did sports in my life. Never. I did basketball 4 months, and man, I just remember we were sprinting like back and forth. And like after a couple months, I was like, I'm done. Like that's it. I love to play in the computer games, you know. I love the computer and everything. And like we didn't have the great situation at home. You know, when I was kid, my dad passed away when I was little, so things were like a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah.
Then I was like, I just stayed home. And I wanted to be like more like alone, you know, just me and like do stuff and like being lazy actually. Yeah, like I'm honest now. And then when I was 14, 15 years old, I just wanted to do something. Like my parents, my brother and sister and my mom would never guess I would be a like professional MMA fighter because I was so different. But like, yeah, then I just want to do something that like includes grappling. Like you can do whatever you want. And I never watched the UFC. My brothers were watching the UFC and telling me about John Jones and everybody. I was like, who's that guy? Like that's I'm talking about like 2015, 2000
Yeah,
end
yeah.
of 15. So it's like 6 years ago. You know, it's not
Yeah,
that
yeah.
much ago. And I didn't even know what's MMA. And then I had a friend came up. I'm just looking for courses, and I saw course near my home, and I went there for 2 months. It's like a beginner course, and yeah, I was going there, and then I was like, yeah, that's like it's very like I fell in love into it, you know. Then what happened? So I did it 2 months, and then I stopped it. I stopped it for like 6 months, just because like in Finland the training is expensive. No, it's not expensive, but like when I was 14, 15 years old, it was expensive because we didn't have much money growing up, you know. My mom wasn't working. Like she was like alone, growing up, 3 kids. I was the youngest. I was 30. My brother was 16, and my sister was 15. So we were all little kids, and like we had expenses. So I couldn't be that kid that just like, hey, I just want to do that. I was like automatically like in myself, like, I can't do it. Like it's too much. And then I stopped it. I just wanted to do it. Then I was going like every day. Like we had this gym that you go basically for free, and I just hit the bag every day, kicking the bag for hours. And then I just saved money for a little bit, like 6, 7 months after I started going to the gym. And man, it was so hard because like So what's happening? I went to the gym, and you have to have some adults to sign you up. And my mom, I didn't tell my mom because she didn't like even the concept of the MMA, like get hurt and everything. And the other side thing is we didn't actually like. I didn't want to because my mom was like, if you want something, she will get you. Like it doesn't matter like if you have money or not. When we were little kids. So I knew my mom was like so sweet. So I was like, I can't be that guy that is like just asking for things. And I know this situation is bad, but like adults that doesn't want to show this how's the situation to the kids. It's like how they do it. And yeah, then I saved money. I went there. I signed up. I just faked everything, man. The signature of my mom and everything. So I went there, started, and yeah, and I had my first fight when I was training like 3 months. And
Wow.
my first fight was 600 kilometers from Helsinki. So I live in Helsinki,
Yeah.
and man, I didn't want my mom to know that I was even like fighting. And then I was 15 years old then, and they told me like, "Hey, it's MMA. You can't fight. You have to be 18." So I was like, "No, I want to fight." And then they told me like, "Yeah, you can sign. Your mother can sign like a paper. So whatever happens, it's on us."
Okay.
Because I'm a little kid,
Yeah.
and I was competing with the guy. He was from like up Finland. He was like 21 years old, training for 5 years. He was the national champ, like the silver medalist. Man, he was
Wow.
huge. He was like, so I was supposed to fight at welterweight at 77. I was weighing like 73, and then they called me. They called me from the gym 2 days before the fight. There's no fights at 73, at 77 or 73. I was like, okay. There's one guy at 85. Man,
Middleweight.
I'm young kid. Yeah, middleweight. I'm young kid. I'm like, let's go. Then I signed the things up. You have to buy insurance, and you have to do like a test and everything. Man, I hate to say that. This is my first time saying it on
Yeah.
outside. I faked everything because I didn't have money to do the test.
Yeah.
Pay 120 euro to a thing. Like I faked everything, and yeah, man. We had to drive there, and yeah, I won the fight. Actually, I choked
Wow.
the guy out. Yeah, I
Three
was
months
just
training.
landing. Yeah, 2 months training, man. I was just landing heavy kicks on him, and he caught me with a left hook, and I was like, oh nope, I'm not going there. And then third round, he shot, and man, the bulldog choke. So his
Yeah.
head was here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I just choked him to the ground. Uh,
Mate, I tell you what, I've been caught in a bulldog choke. I've barely gotten out of it. And it is not a nice choke once you get caught in it.
nah, man,
Yeah.
and I never knew what's even a choke is. I never trained actually like
Yeah.
anything grappling based. Man, I remember like warming up. I'm just staring at the guy like he's huge. I'm like, I'm about to kick your ass. And he's like looking at me like, who's this young kid? Like I was 15 and everybody was talking like how they could match up. Like I'm 15 and he's 21, so it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. But yeah, and from then I just went, and then I have had my second fight, third fight. But yeah, when I came home from that fight, my face, my lips were swollen and everything. And I swear it was I think like 10 p.m. I came home, I knocked the door, my mom opens up, and she just screams
Yeah.
like, man, loud, very loud, like who kidnapped you, who beat you up. i'm like I'm like, calm down, this is the medal I won. And then she was like, what are you doing? Then I was like, hey, I want to do that. And from there, she never accepted, but she's now like, she's
Okay.
more comfortable now, much more
Yeah.
comfortable. So yeah, it's getting there.
So you said you didn't do a lot of grappling. How long were you training striking? Was it only 2 or 3 months, or were
No,
you?
so so after 2 months beginner course in Finland, it's like you do mostly like body weight stuff, so you get the condition up a little bit, and some
Okay, okay.
techniques. It's not even like techniques, it's like
Yeah.
you do like jumps, squats, like very very basic things twice a week. But then like I was kicking the bag
Yeah.
for 6 months when I was out golf.
Okay.
I didn't know anything. I never watched anything. I just went and kicked the bag like 4 hours. And yeah, I had that's why I have very good kicks, I think. From
And
kicking the
then
bag actually.
yeah, and then because we know how deadly how much leg kicks hurt. So if opponent's not checking them, it doesn't matter how long you train. You just keep on kicking that leg. That guy's legs is going to be gone.
That's it.
So from that fight, how many amateur fights did you have then altogether? Like
At 20, about 20.
20. All right.
Yeah,
So
so
some of them are
I
not
had a
listed,
lot.
right? On
What?
Topology and these sites, they haven't
No,
listed them right.
no.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem.
Because I was a junior.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
actually no, nobody knows I had so much amateur fights. I think in Topology there's like six maybe or eight.
Yeah, there's only like
But
four,
like
five. There's only 4, 5 on Topology.
yeah,
And just yeah. So I read that one of your fights, you fought in the IMAF Junior World
yeah,
Championships.
yeah.
So what year was that? Was that during
That was 2018
18?
November,
Okay, wow.
I
Okay, how
think so.
far did you
End
get
of the
into
year.
that? How far did you get into the IMAF then?
So let me so I'm gonna get this straight because like the thing is that was the first one they did the junior world championship. It's not junior, it was like U21, so you have to like
Okay.
be like from 18 to 21. I just turned 18 that
Okay.
time, and in the division was like maybe 4 or 5 fighters, man. So
Yeah.
like even if you go straight to the final, it's not actually like okay, yeah, medal is the medal, but like it's nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like yeah. So it wasn't, yeah, it was nothing. So it's
Because I read the
basically,
guy's name. His name was something Habib, something.
yeah, he's actually he won the world
Okay,
championships
wow.
in the adults and in the juniors. He's
Okay,
the, I think
wow.
yeah, yeah, I think he was back then he won the awards in something. I don't remember
It's basically like
what it was.
he was basically like the number one seed if you want to be
Yeah,
the whole thing.
he
Yeah.
was, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So you fought amateur now. Uh,
yeah,
when did you? So you're in Finland, right? With all this,
yeah.
I'm guessing. So when did you make the jump to go to Dublin? What was the reasoning
So
behind that?
when I was 16, it's about 17, 18, I competed in the Finnish nationals and I won the adults. And like, so we have like weekend. So it's Saturday, Sunday, and you have 3 fights
Okay.
plus the final. Yeah. And I won them. And like, it was getting to the point. I was in a professional team in Finland when I was 16, training with professional fighters. There was one UFC veteran, he was old UFC guy, and I just like let's be honest, like even in the training I was just like I wasn't even getting better anymore. And like I had that good feeling in the training, like going, and just everything was easy. And then my brother told me like, hey, if you want to actually do that to professional level, you have to go out to Finland to
Yeah.
make it. And then I went to Sweden. I trained in All-Star Gym.
Oh,
uh, Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I was in 2017. I was with Hamzat and the guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even before they were like anything,
Yeah.
for zero, and trained there. And then I got back to Finland. Went to Liverpool. Tom Aspinall
Oh,
gym, the Team Cowbon. Went there for two
yeah.
weeks.
Downhill.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I was like I was traveling alone. Um, it was like I was living in the gym back then, like there for a couple of weeks just to see how's the training, just to
Yeah.
go spar, to see my level.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, yeah, it went great. And then I went back to Finland. I had the 2019 nationals. I won them,
Okay.
and then my strength and condition coach Levi, he's English and Irish, but
Okay.
he lives in Finland. He told me like, hey, if you think you're really good, go see your level in Ireland, like because like it's the best in Europe. So then I told him, yeah, just hook me up with them, and I just thought like it was like just talking, and I'm going to the main SPG, so the big one, the
Okay.
famous
Yeah.
one. But then like some guy contacted my strength and condition coach, and I went to Chris Fields. I met Chris Fields
Yeah.
in the old SPG sorts that is now Team KF.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, man, I went there for 2 weeks, and then after that, I went home for a lot. But then I came back. I talked with Chris, and then 2019, I took my professional debut in Cage Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 12 day notice under Chris Fields, and yeah, it's been great since then.
Yeah, I want to talk about that fight actually, the Cage Warriors. Before we get into Team KF,
Yeah,
you had a very good jab, and you were pressing the action. You were moving around. I liked the way you weren't overdoing it. You weren't trying to just go for the knockout. You were being tactical. You were, your question mark kick was actually really good as well. I really like the question mark kicks. Yeah, because it's not seen often in MMA. Seen more in kickboxing. I
yeah.
mean, yeah, some from like K1 legends, Francisco Filio, and all these guys. They use the question mark kick a lot. So I really like that. I really like seeing that fight. And then obviously your last fight you fought in UAE Warriors, I
Your
believe.
Warriors, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't go your way, but it's a learning curve, and you rather get the loss out now than later on. And because you see some guys, they get undefeated, they lose, and then they can't come back. So you
Yeah.
rather get the now, and then now we're here. So how are you feeling now? Because obviously after that loss, it must have
Man,
been.
I actually, so I know, so that's the thing. I know what went wrong in that fight. Like, at first, I was fighting, my debut was in welterweight,
Yeah.
and that one was a middleweight. And
Okay.
like, it's not about the size or anything. I just think like if we speak about the like physical thing, like I'm not yet actually middleweight, you
Yeah.
know. I like 100% I will be middleweight in a few years, when I get a little bit older
Yeah. Yeah.
and fill up. And just like that fight was like the guy, like congratulations to him, he took the win, but like he wasn't better. Like he wasn't actually a better one. He had a good night that day,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like I did some mistakes that I know, and like yeah, it's not a great thing. It's not a great feeling, but I think that hit me like, I need to do changes, not just for like the weight class, no, just not for that, for everything, like for everything. And then yeah, then I was like, listen, I'm gonna move to Team KF for not just the camp, just to live there, just be there, not even camp, like year around, not just like go to Finland and come back here to be in a camp. No, I'm gonna be here all day, every day, and train and train and train and make like, because yeah, I just knew what I wanted to do, and I knew what went wrong. So that's why I'm like, I know what's wrong. And like I know it's not about like how technically I was, or how the weight or the physical advantage that he had. No, it's not about that. I know what's the problem. And yeah, I think we will see in the next one that everything I'm talking about is right.
Okay.
Inshallah.
Nice. Inshallah. So your Team KF now, Dublin. So Chris
Yeah,
Fields, former teammate of Conor
Cage
McGregor.
Warriors.
He's been on tough. He was on Team Penn. Quite a name, Qatar 100 as well. Well-known name. These guys are, do you feel like having guys like that who have been in the UFC, they've been on the big shows, they've got the
Yeah,
most, probably their teammate is the most famous guy in MMA, Conor McGregor, former teammate.
yeah.
Being with guys like that is what's going to get you to that level where you want to be.
Uh, I think just the like Chris Fields and like everybody here in Team KF, especially like Chris Fields, he's the head coach of the MMA pro team. It's just different. Like he puts everything like together and just like different. And he has been there. He has seen guys that go there and fall from there, and see guys who has been like down and went up. He has seen everything, and he's been the Cage Warriors middleweight champion. And Kyle Pendred went to the UFC. You know, just like I think it's the perfect mix for everything. And you know, the thing is, and it shows in the pro team in here. You know, we had James Webb. We have like a lot of new guys, like young guys coming up, and like you can see the results. And like even let's say like the way they talk, like Chris and everybody, just like you don't even ask because you know that what they talk is like that's the direction. Just do the job. It's basic one thing. You have to work hard to get it, and that's it. Just like that's the simplest thing, but it's the hardest thing. That's why nobody does it. You know, it's like it's not just like training 1 2 times a day and that's it. No, there's a lot more, and like you need a great coach and you need great athletes. You know, you need two opticians, like optician fighter and optician coach to just mix well, and I think we have that here, man. Like 100%.
So, so you talk about obsession. How is Chris Fields of like how would you say then as a coach his method? Is he watching tape? Is he doing all that for you and mental
Man,
everything?
he is like, so he has a family, you know, and like he comes like, so I had let's say I went to Finland like 2 months ago, and I had a flight at 7 a.m. Okay, 7 a.m. I had a flight. Earlier that day we trained uh, before that day, and then we did pads at 5 a.m. So he woke up before he even like drove his kids to the kindergarten and did pads with me,
Wow.
and then went home. He comes at like 10, 11 p.m. to hold extra pads or to do technique with us or to give us more information if we need that. Like, man, it's like, and like he watches all the fights. Like he sees everything in those fights, like little things, and like yeah, he studies everything. He just he's obsessed with it. So I think that's a good
Wow.
mix, you know, between the fighters here and the coach. And like, listen, I have seen a lot of coaches and went like to train in different clubs. And like, I'm not saying they're bad, but I'm saying like it's different. And
Yeah,
like that's
it just didn't mesh well with you as a
yeah, it
person.
just
It's not
yeah,
just about talent
no
and
connection.
personality as well. And yeah,
Exactly,
so Chris is the guy for you. So it's like Freddie Roach, Manny Pacquiao. It's like that relationship. Mike Tyson,
exactly.
Cosimoto, same. You need that connection with the coach, between the coach and the fighter. So yeah, so Team KF Dublin. I mean,
Yeah,
it sounds like it's going to be a up and coming team. They're
yeah,
getting
yeah,
into the Dublin.
100%. Yeah, all over
Since
the world.
since
Inshallah.
we're talking about your team, is there any other guys that you think would be upcoming? Like, is there any guys you can give us right now on this?
Man, uh, like whole the pro MMA team, like even the young guys that are Emmys, like they're savages. They're like 17 to 19 years old. And man, I tell you one thing, they will kick ass some of the pro guys in like different gyms, and like
Oh,
they are different. Like yeah, especially like these young guys, and like we, our pro team doesn't have anybody actually who is like if everybody is pretty young, so everybody is like almost the same age, you know, and it's yeah, all the team, man. It's especially the young guys, coming up, the Amis. It's good to keep eye for them,
Nice. I can't wait to see, and I will be keeping my eyes. UAE Warriors now. So you're fighting UAE Warriors. Why UAE Warriors specifically? Because there's many organizations. Brave,
Yeah.
One, Beltor, we name it. We can name all of them. M1, whatever. Why UAE Warriors?
So first thing is, a lot of people say to me like, "Why UAE Warriors, not like Cage Warriors?" But like, I think UAE Warriors. It's not it's what I think, and it's what's the truth. It's like, so I am basically Lebanese, so I
Yeah,
represent the Middle East and I
you're
represent the
Arab. Yeah,
Europe. Yeah, but like basically, like from here I'm Arab, so I think that fits perfectly, and especially the Warriors because like they have a the thing with the UFC now. So Dana White did the looking for a fight in
right.
the UAE Warriors, and the Abu Dhabi in the UFC is working with UAE Warriors. So and there's guys like who will be going from UAE Warriors straight to the UFC. And listen to this because the UFC now wants the big market, and the big market is where is in the Middle East. Flus. Yeah, and like I think it's perfect, and like it suits me because like I would love to represent like the Middle East and the Europe, the mix, like bring two flags, the Finnish, the Lebanese. Like, yeah, I love to represent my country and to do it in the Middle East, in Abu Dhabi. It's great, man. Like, couldn't ask for better organization for me.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And to be honest with you, I never even thought of it that way.
Yeah,
Like whenever like it is a feeder league for the UFC, UAE Warriors, and it's a perfect one for you. It'll get you through the doors a lot easier, like you mentioned. Whereas other organizations, it may take you a bit longer to get recognized and to be seen as UFC caliber. So your opponent now, so he's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
yeah,
Would you say you're more striking based if we had to assess it, if we had to be fair, or would you say you're all round? Of course, everyone's gonna say
yeah,
they're all round, but in this fight, would you
yeah.
say it's more of a striker versus grappler matchup?
Like, if we now get the two papers there,
Yeah,
it's striker vs grappler.
yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
what.
like 100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
but like,
so
yeah,
yeah, so your
continue.
opponent's
Yeah,
name, I'm gonna try to pronounce it. Khair
yeah.
Khalifa Eshushan. I don't know if I pronounced it right.
I think so. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it,
Yeah.
it sounds good enough. So yeah, it's a crazy name. Um, so how do you see that fight going?
Uh, so it's gonna start on the 5th. Uh, I think, and I know what's gonna happen. He's gonna shoot. He's gonna try to take me down. But like, the thing is, I'm a striker. Yeah, that's what everybody says. Like, that's the thing. But like, I wouldn't mind to actually like grapple. Like, never know. I might take him down. Surprise everyone. Yeah, never know, man. But yeah, I see the fight going on. Just like keep it like simple and like in my pace. I like I put the rules in the cage, and that's how we're gonna go. If I wanna go standing up, we're gonna stay there. If I wanna go to the grapple, we're gonna grapple. So,
So
and it's different. Like, I know he's jiu-jitsu based and like black belt, but like it's different. MMA is different, and that's why it is MMA. It's
like
yeah,
Carlton Gracie said, every time you get hit, you go down a belt. Anyways.
man, you go and like yeah, that's it. It goes brown, purple, blue, white, and then no belt.
Yeah. So so speaking about jiu-jitsu, are you training gi or is it just purely no gi? You don't touch gi.
Uh,
What is it?
we train a lot of nogi wrestling,
Yeah.
like like wall wrestling, in the cage, like against the cage and everything. So yeah, we mix everything up. Like it's not just striking. Like we have Tom King here, who is like the Europe, like he's I think in the ranking like the first there. So it's like, and we have a lot of black belts. So and I
Yeah,
train my daily basis is I train with Naga championship
yeah,
guys, and like they won the Nagas. They are black belts, and like these guys are actual like black belts. I'm not saying like he's not a black belt. I'm saying they're actually like I'm training every
yeah.
day with black belts. I'm rolling with them. I'm doing everything with them. So it's not like big thing for me, Just like another one in
All
the
right,
line.
I'm gonna ask you something I'm curious about. So we've spoken about striking. We know
Yeah,
Europe's the top in striking. If we're gonna be, the Europe, that kind of area, their striking is we're up there, right? Even the
yeah,
jiu-jitsu now has come up.
yeah.
But I feel like one area is the wrestling now. How
Yeah.
is what wrestling are you doing in Dublin? How is the wrestling? Like, give us the wrestling coach. How is the system over in Dublin?
Uh, you watch Habib, yeah?
Yeah,
You watch John Fitch?
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Mix those two. That's your wrestling. Yeah, I think people will like
You have a
listen.
Russian
If
coach. I'm presuming.
no, 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 like Chris Field is my coach,
Oh,
like for
okay,
MMA wrestling. Yeah, but
okay.
like I'm gonna tell you this. It's like it's gonna be it's different than the other wrestling because like MMA is different. It's not just like
Yeah,
wrestling. If you like Olympic champ wrestling, it's still different because
yeah,
there's strikes set up, so it's different. But yeah, we have great coaches there for wrestling. Like Chris Fields is great for that, and yeah, and like I told you, like we have the BJJ guys that are like very highly like they're not just BJJ guys who play like from the back and pull guard. They're like actually like the heavy top pressure, takedowns, that kind of BJJ, like a little bit different BJJ guys, like actual like that like if they want to transfer to the MMA, it's very easy for them,
yeah. A bit like
you know.
Gary Tonin, right? I don't know if you know Gary Tonin.
Yeah,
He's
I know
he
Gertrude.
reminds
Yeah,
me of them guys that he goes for takedowns. He goes for,
yeah,
you
and
know,
heavy,
yeah,
very heavy. Yeah,
maybe, which is perfect for
so
MMA.
yeah, and like
Like if you've seen Gary Tonin, he's one of the few guys that's transitioned so well into MMA, and it's because
yeah,
his jiu-jitsu style is, he's actually getting knockouts now, and I don't know, it's crazy.
yeah.
So like I said, the reason why I'm asking about the wrestling is because you want to be in the UFC in America. We know in America the NCAAs you're going to be dealing with a lot of wrestlers. So I was just curious
Yeah.
how it's working over in Dublin. I've got a bit of an idea in England, but in Ireland I'm not sure how it kind of works. So how are you training? Is it twice a day? You're doing strength and conditioning. How does all that fit in?
So depends like when I'm at, so if it's off season, if it's like 6 weeks out, 3 weeks out, 2 weeks out. So it depends, like changes every time because like the intensity. So if it's more intense, like when you get like closer to the fight, it's gonna drop down. And like before the fight, it's gonna like the volume is very high of the trainings. Like and like if we need to work on something, we work like it's all calculated and like I can't tell you anything because like Chris Fields does all the things. He like set ups everything basically. He tells us like, yeah, now it's that thing, so we have to work like it's more like it's like one by one, because everybody's different here, and yeah, it depends on like when when I'm at and yeah, everything, man. But like still, like doesn't matter what like who's the opponent, we do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the game plan, and yeah,
So this fight is at welterweight, I believe.
I welterweight. Yeah, so I'm back there now.
Yeah. How tall are you? Because I was trying to find you. He's 6'1", what is it, six?
No, I'm almost 6'4".
You're 6'4".
Yeah,
At welterweight. Wow. How
I
long is your
was
reach?
80.
80 inch. Wow.
Yeah,
You're the John Jones of the welterweight division, man.
I'm the Adesanya of the welterweight division.
Adesanya. You're more of Adesanya fan. That John Jones.
Actually, I like them both, man. I don't care what John Jones does in the outside, but like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah. Like
he's the man.
I was saying to someone, John Jones, in my opinion, is the greatest fighter of all time. They were like, no, he's done this, he's done that. I'm like,
Doesn't matter.
he's not the moral champion of all time. Like if that's the title, he's not that. But if you talk about talent, the amount of opponents he's beaten, he's the greatest fighter of all time. Yeah,
And he is, yeah.
yeah. So you're 6'4", 80-inch reach, welterweight. Now we've seen the welterweight division now. Kamaru Usman. I mean, he's fighting. He's knocked out Hoya Masvidal. We got Leon Edwards.
Yeah.
We got these guys. But you're just like you're tiring these guys, man. So like you said,
I
middleweight
I
is
am,
yeah,
you know what? I'm the biggest welterweight on the planet.
yeah. I would agree with you. I would agree. I don't know many. I don't know any guys that are 6'4". There might be, just not from the top of my head. But middleweight, you're 21 only right now, so probably
Yeah,
25, 26. Around that age, you'll be probably hitting middleweight, right?
Charles. I
Inshallah.
love food, so I think so.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about your nickname, the Lebanese Gorilla. So how did that
Yeah.
nickname come about?
So that was like, when something comes up and it just like when like 2 year, 3 years goes, and then you're like, how did it actually like go that way? And because in Finland, everybody calls me the Lebanese gorilla or OMC.
Oh,
So OMC is Omran Chaaban, and
uh,
that's the logo, and there's the gorilla. You can see that. Yeah, and it's like, so what was happening is like when I have fights in Finland, uh, like when I enter the cage, I do my own stuff, and yeah, someday my like sister and my brother like told me like they were always messing with me like the gorilla and the gorilla. I was like, actually, like I like that name, just like perfect. And then yeah, my brother said the gorilla, and he was like the Lebanese gorilla, just like out of nowhere. And
yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna take that. That's perfect, the Lebanese gorilla. And then from there, just went on. And it's funny because like that's long time ago, like very long time ago. I think like it's beginning of my career actually. And then I saw a lot of people after Darren Till. Everybody was gorilla, and man, I was so annoyed. I was like, what the heck? Everybody's now the gorilla. But I was like, I'm the Lebanese gorilla, so I'm different. So yeah, it was my brother's idea first. So he called it, and yeah, I think it was like the things like my sister was saying, like I look like the gorilla in there, you
Yeah,
know, and I was like,
you're
okay, I
dominating.
take it, I take it. Why not?
So Finland now. So I just wondering, like certain guys now in Finland, Mahwan Amir Khani now, surname.
Yeah,
Is that someone you've interacted with, or guys like these kind of guys, or the age difference is too much, or
no, it's not the age difference. I think it's like mostly so Makwan. He's from Finland, but he's from Turku.
okay, is
So
it
it's like it's a little bit far, but like I was like in the same training session with him in 2016 when I was 16, when I was in the pro team, and he was sparring like with my teammates.
okay?
We never got to train actually. Like I'm too big for him. That's just
That
a
makes sense.
fact. I know I was 16, but still,
Yeah,
back when I was too big for you. And yeah, but yeah, he's done good things, for the like to show like the Finnish flags everywhere, because like Finland's the MMA is not that known, so
yeah.
he brought it up a little bit. And yeah, I have seen him a couple of times, and he trained in the SPG in Ireland for a few years. Now he left, I think so. Yeah, he seems to be a good guy. I don't know him actually, but like, yeah.
Yeah. So I was gonna get to that. The Finnish MMA scene. How would you describe it now? So from back when you started till now, how would you describe
Oh, different, man. Because now the gyms there's a lot of gyms now,
it? Yeah.
and like in every gyms, there's like 500 to 700 members.
Wow.
Like it's packed, yeah. And we have actually good Emmys there. Like we have I think I know like 6 7, like actually like they are good. They're like 20 years old, but they're actually very good. Like they fight in the IMAFs and they're very good. I think like the next generation from there is savages. Very good.
So
It's getting better. It's getting much better. The coaching is getting a little bit better. So yeah, they have a good BJJ there, like very good BJJ, but like there's like the striking is a little bit,
yeah. Oh, okay.
and like the combination to the like to put all together is like it's getting better.
You feel like that? Do you feel like the Dutch style is good for that combination kind of striking?
Excuse me.
The Dutch style of kickboxing. Do you feel like that's a good way to drill combinations, in your opinion, or do you feel like it's just dependent on each gym or each individual?
No, it's different. I think you need a like actual like not just like a kickboxing coach. It's
Yeah, yeah.
because
You
like
need a mix, yeah.
kickboxing is different.
Yeah,
It's total different, and like Izzy made it in the UFC very well. You know why? Because he's not actually a kickboxing style fighter. He's very different. That's why Gokhan Saki went to the UFC and got KO'd. It's different. It's not K1. And yeah, it's not just like do the drills. It's a lot of things because in MMA you can't cover.
yeah.
You're gonna be kneed in the face, elbowed. So it's different. I think you need someone to actually put it all together and mix things up because now, like nowadays, we watch the UFC. Most of the fighters, great strikers, but Dan Hooker, last fight, mixed the takedowns, beautiful. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Beautiful, man. And the striking was beautiful. And I think that's the new era of the MMA. Mix everything and be good. Like not good. Good is not enough. You have to be great everywhere to actually like make it to the top. I'm not talking just going to the UFC. Going to the UFC is not the problem.
Yeah.
It's making there the noise.
Staying there and becoming champion.
Exactly.
Is the hardest thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan Hooker now, he's fighting Islam Makhachev, I believe.
I know.
So what do you think about that?
Man, I like Islam. I actually like that guy. Like I like his style. He's actually a good striker. That like
Yeah.
he's it's gonna be tough fight for Hooker. But like the thing is, I think Hooker is going with mindset. Doesn't matter what happens, and that's a dangerous one. And like, yeah. But what I think is gonna happen, Islam Makhachev gonna first round just press him in the cage and wrestle him. But I have a feeling that Islam wants to strike with him because Islam wants to strike more now. He likes the striking actually. Like you can see, even the coaches are like, "Don't strike." He's like, "I'm gonna strike." So it's gonna be interesting. Like I love both guys, so I hope they just do well both. So I'm not gonna choose.
Do you see Islam being a champion?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask
I
same
think-
for Hooker. Do you see Hooker having the possibility of being champion, in your opinion?
I don't think so. No.
Why do you think that is? What do you feel like the difference?
Hooker is. I don't think. No, I don't think so, man. How old is Hooker? 32, 33?
Either late 20s or early 30s. I know he's between
Yeah.
that.
So no, I think like if Isam is gonna be the champ, he's gonna be champ for a long time, and I think Hooker's time is gonna be past after that. because like imagine Hooker actually doesn't have actually that much of time anymore
Mm.
left into him. He has a lot of miles into him, So yeah, I don't see him as champ, and there's good guys in the division. It's good division. It's
'Cause,
packed with animals.
they're saying there's a possibility of Poirier versus Charles Oliveira.
I
How do
think Poirier wins.
you think so?
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm leaning towards you, but Charles Oliveira, his stories, the way he's just come back is just amazing for me because I was always taught that you can't, you either have heart or you don't. But he's kind
Exactly,
of
yeah.
proven me wrong because he's broken in fights, but in his last few fights, his mental strength has been. I mean, when Chandler hit him,
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like the old Oliveira would have quit.
yeah.
But the way now he's mentally, I don't know, maybe it's just a mental
Mm,
block he had when he was younger. He was
mm.
at he got into the UFC at what, 21? Was he 21 when he got into the UFC? He was
I
really
don't
young.
know. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think he was 21 when he got into the UFC because I remember
Yeah,
clearly 10 years ago he's been in the UFC for like 10 years. So
yeah,
the story about Poirier, like you said, the way he made McGregor look like he didn't belong
man.
anywhere near
He
him.
made him look bad. Let's say that. Let's keep it good and say bad.
Yeah,
Uh, I think Dustin has great striking. He has that dog style. Just like
yeah.
he doesn't give a thing. I don't want to swear on that thing. And I think he's much technically better than Oliveira. I just think that way, and I think the condition of Poirier is being these few like amazing, like actually amazing, and like I know why because he is even saying the things that like he's putting the work like he never done before, and you can see it in the fight. Like the pace is so high. I think he beats him. Yeah, I think he beats him badly.
Okay. So you
Yeah,
think Poirier wins? Do you see him finishing him?
yeah. I think third round TKO.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility because Oliveira does tend to fade in the later rounds. I mean, moving from that now, because I wanted to ask you one thing. So you're Lebanese, the Lebanon MMA scene now. I've interviewed a few Lebanese fighters.
Nice.
So
Who
I'm
are
gonna
they?
say some names. I want to see if you know them. Ahmed Laban. Have you heard of him?
Ahmed Labani, I know him. He lives in Croatia, I think now.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, so he's won a few fights.
nice.
Hassan Fakhreddin.
I know Mo Fakhreddin.
Okay, this is
Is
his
it
younger
that?
brother. So he's
Okay, yeah,
yeah, because he told me a crazy story similar to yours. He had his first pro fight. I think he was only
yeah.
striking, and he fought in like 3 months, and he out grappled and knocked the guy out. So yeah, he told me another case. I don't know if it's just the Lebanese brothers that are just doing that, but
And
they just yeah. So he had a similar story to you from when I interviewed him. So what is
yeah,
so obviously Muhammad Fakhreddin is probably the
mm,
biggest name other than Faraz Zahabi. Of course, Faraz Zahabi is
yeah.
probably the biggest Lebanese name in the MMA scene. But as a fighter, Muhammad Fakhreddin, what's your opinion on the Lebanese like MMA scene as a whole?
So I'm gonna be honest, and I don't know the Lebanese scene that much. Like I
I
follow
just mean
them on
general from
Instagram.
certain fighters that you've seen that
Yeah,
some people in this.
uh, I've seen a couple of fights. Most fight. I've been actually talking to Mo. He seems like a great guy. I want to actually get in touch with them with like actually like maybe go like some days to Lebanon, hopefully like and like train with the team and everything for a couple training sessions. I think like if you go back 2 years ago, it was very bad. Now it's different. But that's the thing. Mo, he goes out. He goes to he. I think was training in Thailand
Mhm.
for a lot. Yeah. So he travels the world, and now he has basically the knowledge. And now I think I'm not sure, but he coaches now. Some
I'm
people,
not sure. I'm not sure
yeah,
about coaching.
I know like there's some guys that like Arab guys. I don't know if they're Lebanese, but like no, I think Mo actually coaches some guys in Lebanon when he goes there. So it might be. But like, hey, even if he doesn't coaches, the experience that he has and his fights, they are great for everyone. And I think it's a great thing for Lebanon, that
Yeah,
like we actually like there is Mo that has gone and fought and he had this last fight happened like some shit there. I don't know what happened there,
yeah, it
but
was
I
a
think they're gonna have
controversial. They're having a
yeah,
rematch.
yeah,
Yeah, they're
and
having a
I
rematch.
hope he brings the two belts back. That would be great. That would be great for Lebanon.
Him
And
and his younger brother Hassan as well is really talented, very good boxing. He won his last fight, he
yeah,
knocked the guy out. I mean, we're
yeah.
seeing I think he grew up in California, so yeah,
Ah, okay. In
yeah, he's
the
more like
USA.
yeah, it's more American Lebanese. Yeah, so
Yeah,
we got loads of guys international. I mean, Firaz Zahabi's.
that's perfect,
I mean, Firaz
man.
Zahabi.
mm,
Yeah.
Go
Okay.
on.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You want to say something?
I just think like it's every time I see like Lebanese fighter from outside, like there's Khalid Taha, he's in UFC.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's Lebanese, and like when I see these names, I'm like, oh, it's nice actually to have some like Lebanese brothers in the same sport, and they're like professional too. So it's actually nice connection, and like yeah, it's great, man. It's great to see like people doing good, especially that they are from my country. That's yeah.
Okay, we've seen UAE Warriors, we've seen Brave, we've seen these organizations for quite a long time now. Within the Arab world, with South Asia, you name it. Do you feel like Habib has kind of made it even more bigger?
Man,
Like,
I'm telling you one thing. Habib has made it that big that it's now. Without Habib, it's not that big, especially in the Middle East, especially in Abu Dhabi. Like he, where they say Conor McGregor did the sport differently here in Europe. He grew the sport so much. Habib did it in Asia and in the Middle East. He did it differently, and like you can see now, these organizations that are coming by, like just are just different, just because Habib, man. And I tell you one thing: in the Middle East, they love Habib, and like, he's a great example for all, like all the people, not just the Middle East, for all the
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Like, yeah,
I don't think people understand how much people admire him. Like,
yeah,
especially people from the Muslim faith. Like, I don't think people understand. Like, because I've seen it firsthand. He came to Birmingham, so I live in Birmingham. Actually met
yeah.
Habib on Friday. On
Nice.
first, yeah, so it was pretty cool. I was at his Q&A. Um, I was front row in his Q&A as well. I was front row in the middle, so I actually got to watch his Q&A as well. And the way people were just literally admiring him, shouting his name, the reception he got, because Joe St. Pierre came as well, but the way Habib got the reception was something else.
It's different,
Yeah, it's different. Like I have not seen that.
and I think it's mostly the like who actually feels it is the Muslim community, especially in the UK. It's so big that it's actually like, and like I don't think people knows how big a following he has. Like just like Muslims, like
Yeah,
like forget the fighting, just for the religion, it's huge. Just like for like how he talks, like Alhamdulillah, and those kind of things. Just those things. Not like my mom knows Habib. My like, yeah, just
like
like
when my dad comes and elder guests come to the house, or uh, if I explain to them I'm doing a MMA podcast, or I do media, they don't understand. Then I say, "Oh, what Habib does," just to simplify,
that's
and
it.
they know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Oh, Habib, yeah. So
that's
yeah,
the
he's
same in Europe. When they say Conor McGregor, what he does,
yeah,
but people doesn't understand how huge that different part is. It's much huger than Europe.
yeah,
Europe is
yeah, yeah,
tiny, you know.
yeah,
It's yeah.
yeah. I mean, before before we end it, I just need to get a few predictions from you. So I'm gonna start off with Francis Ngannou and yeah, Cyril Gain.
Cyril Gain.
You think Cyril Gain wins?
Cyril Gain wins by TKO in the fourth round.
Wow. Okay. First round.
Fourth.
Oh, fourth round. I think he said first round. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, fourth round. So you think he just outsmarts him, tires him out, and then
Outpoints him. Maybe it's gonna be a little bit boring, few rounds, and then he's gonna TKO the guy, I think.
okay. And the next one is Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington 2.
Kamaru Usman, second round KO.
Okay. Second round.
Yeah.
The first one
second
was
round KO.
the first one was pretty close. So you think second round? You think he too much power?
Yeah, I think just like Kamaru Usman is there to stay. Yeah.
The next one is Habib versus GSP. Since I saw both of them.
Oh man, that's so hard. Like I'm gonna go with Habib, but like I know people say GSP is big, but they don't see how big Habib is
Shall
in
I be honest?
reality.
Shall I be honest?
Yeah.
I stood next to both of them. Habib is bigger, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know. He's much bigger.
I stood next to both of them. I think Habib is bigger.
He's taller.
He's taller as well.
Yeah, man. And like, and they say GSP is strong, but I think Habib's like cut to the lightweight is huge. I think he weighs maybe 93 now, maybe. He's a huge
he's
man.
a big dude. Yeah.
And like his arm is huge, his forearm, everything.
Yeah, I interviewed a Bellator fighter, Adam Piccoli. I don't know if you heard of him. He's like top 5 in Bellator. He's trained with Habib, and he goes Habib's wrists. I like his ankles. I like his calves. Like he's not the most muscly big guy, but the way his bone density is and the way he's
very thick.
Yeah. So
Habib wins.
You think so?
I think Habib wins, man. I actually like look. That fight is gonna be very tough, like for Habib, like because GSP has good striking and great wrestling. So it's gonna be tough, but like I'm gonna go with Habib because I like Habib.
Habib,
but it's very different, man. Like
that, that's one of
them. That's the worst matchup for Habib Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that 100%. So there's talks of another fight. It's not a title fight, but it's something that has interest for me, and I think a lot of people. Jorge Masvidal versus Leon Edwards.
Man, I like Leon Edwards. I actually like him. I think he is underrated. Jorge Masvidal he's a great guy, but like I think Leon's time is now. He's in the prime, and Jorge is too. But like I think it's gotta be a tough fight for both of them. I don't know, man. That's very hard, but I have a feeling if it goes past the first round, Leon Edwards win, and if it's not, Jorge Masvidal wins. Yeah, I think so.
You think Leon wins?
Yeah, I think Leon wins. I am go with Leon Edwards.
Okay, Leon Edwards is from my city, so I was curious, right?
Nice.
So yeah, I'm obviously going to be pulling for Leon Edwards. I'm a big fan of Jorge, but I think Leon Edwards is going to pull that one. I agree with you. I think he's underrated.
Yeah.
I think once he gets to that title fight, people will start to notice how good he really is.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
And the last one and big fight, Omran Chaaban versus I can't even pronounce his name, but yeah, how does that fight end?
I'm not gonna give a prediction, but I will know. I would love to get a finish, like a finish, but if I get my hand raised, that's enough for me. But like, I'm gonna go with finish.
What are we thinking? Question mark.
You're gonna see then.
All right. It was an honor to have you on. I think we've been talking for about an hour, but yeah, it was a good interview. I really enjoyed it. It's an honor to have you on. I can't wait to see the come up, and I hope you remember me when you make it.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Always.
Yeah. Hope you
Appreciate
remember
it,
me when
man.
you make it. But yeah, man. If you just let the people listening give your social media, and if you like to shout out any sponsors.
So big sponsor. My biggest sponsor is Pihma. He like without him, it's very hard to like even go to Ireland. So big shout out to that company, Marco Pihlamäki, and big shout out to my family and yeah, everybody in Finland, Lebanon, Ireland, and my Instagram is CHAABANGR, and that's all my social media. I have Twitter, the same name, and yeah, and follow me there. I'll put a lot of stuff in the fight week, hopefully, inshallah, if everything goes right and being healthy. Yeah, I see you there.
And
In Abu Dhabi.
when are you gonna hook me up with a t-shirt, man? I
Man,
like
I
that
got
t-shirt.
you.
Yeah, you got me.
You know what? You know what? You're gonna send me your address, and I'm gonna hook you up with a t-shirt.
All right, so you heard it, yeah, man. You're gonna hook me. He's
And
gonna
one,
hook.
look at that.
Oh, okay, yeah, man. No, yeah, I'm gonna
I
wear it.
got you one. I got
Inshallah,
you
yeah.
one. No problem.
I'm gonna wear
Inshallah.
it. Inshallah, yeah. I like to call myself the Kashmiri gorilla, but yeah. But all right, you heard it, people. Omran Chaaban fighting on October 28th. UAE Warriors. Where can they watch it? Is it
UAE Warriors. They have an app in App Store and in Play Store. So download it and be there.
You heard it, people. You don't want to miss it. Omran Chaaban, thank you for your time, brother. Assalamu
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Alaikum salam.